Alright, what is going on YouTube? It's Parker. We're back for yet another video. So you guys saw the title. You already know what's going on. We're going to be talking about 4 big pitfalls, 4 big mistakes that I think it's absolutely crucial that you avoid these. You're probably doing them because I was doing them. It's really easy to do them. They're very natural mistakes, very natural thought processes that you can slip into that are not, just because they're natural does not mean that they're healthy, and they're definitely not promoting good mental health, and they're definitely not helping you transform yourself into a better version of you. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. First things first one that I got written down here. Stop comparing yourself to other people for validation. This is extremely normal. I used to do it all the time, but it's extremely detrimental to your self-image and your self-esteem. Nobody has ever had identical circumstances to you. Nobody has ever had the same life experiences, the same genetic makeup, the same personality. Nobody has ever had the same life as you. So it's completely irrational to look at somebody else and get down on yourself because you're not where they're at, or you don't have what they have, or you're not exactly like them. Sorry, my throat's been bothering me today. But yeah, so for example, like, I like to work out. I like to go to the gym. That's something that I think is extremely important, is taking care of yourself physically, exercising, right? But for me personally, genetically, it's hard for me to gain weight. Like, I can eat and eat and eat, and I can diet, and I can hold myself accountable, and I can go to the gym and work out 5 days a week. But my body, it just doesn't like to gain weight, right? So one huge mistake that I was making, and it was frustrating me, and it was getting me down, and it was taking motivation away from me, it was making me not want to work out, is I would look at other people, and guys that I knew, guys that I was friends with at school, they would work out with me, and they would diet, and they would go hard, and they would work out, and like in a month's time, man, they would bulk up. They would get huge. You know, they would put on like 6, 7, 8 pounds of muscle in a month. And if you guys don't work out, if you're not into bodybuilding, that is an insane amount of muscle. Like, there's guys that I know that just genetically, they're just designed, they do one curl and their arm is like, pff, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, how come that's not happening for me? You can't do that. You can't allow yourself to compare yourself to other people, because you are not them and they are not you. They don't have the same circumstances as you. They don't have the same genetics, whatever it is. So instead of comparing yourself to other people, compare yourself to you from yesterday. Anything that you want to get better at. Let's say you want to play the guitar. You want to become a great guitarist. Let's say you picked up a guitar 6 months ago, for example, and you've been playing every day, and you've been practicing, and you've been going hard. And maybe you're not where you want to be yet. And you look at somebody else who maybe picked up a guitar and they've been playing for 1 month, and they're fucking shredded. And you're like, and you get mad, you get pissed off. Maybe they're just naturally, they're more musically gifted than you. You can't get down on yourself. You can't allow comparing yourself to other people to bring you down. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't look to other people for inspiration. That doesn't mean that you can't look at other people and say, wow, this person has this quality that I really want for myself. That's fine. Work towards that. But that doesn't mean that you can look at them and be like, oh, I'm a loser because I'm not shredding my guitar, or I'm not beefing up as fast as them, or whatever it might be. That's extremely detrimental. It's really easy to do, but you got to stop yourself from doing that. Compare yourself to you from yesterday, not anybody else today. Okay. Point number 2, mistake number 2, pitfall number 2. Don't fail to appreciate the beauty that is right in front of you. So first things first, I will be the first person to tell you, to proclaim that this world is full of terrible, awful tragedy and misery and suffering and bad shit. Like, there's horrible shit everywhere. Everybody that you know and love is going to get sick and die, including yourself. Like, it's horrible. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of inescapable bad shit that's going to happen to you. But if you only focus on that and you only recognize that, you are going to be so overwhelmed by the darkness and the negativity of the world. If you fail to recognize the beautiful things, and you fail to be grateful for the great things that you do have and have happened to you, then you'll be miserable, because you're just dwelling on all the negativity. For example, nature. When the sun is shining and the weather is nice and the birds are chirping, go outside. Go outside, go look around, look at the sky, look at the clouds, look at the trees. The shit is beautiful. The world is beautiful. Go listen to the birds, get some sun. If you guys didn't know, serotonin, your brain produces more serotonin the more sunlight that your skin sees. And if you don't know what serotonin is, it's the chemical in your brain that improves your mood. The more serotonin that you got flowing in your brain, the more positive you're going to be, the better you're going to feel. Go outside, get some sun. We were not designed to be inside, trapped inside all day. Go outside, admire the beauty of nature. Look at the beautiful things that are right in front of you, like babies, for example, or dogs. There's a lot of dog lovers. Like when you see a cute ass puppy or a cute ass baby, you can think to yourself like, wow, whatever fucked up being or entity created this world, designed this universe and put all this terrible, horrible shit in it, at least they put in like cute little babies and cute little puppies and birds and the sun and the sky. Like there is beauty, and if you fail to recognize that beauty, you're just gonna be miserable because you're just dwelling on the negativity. Well, I mean, there is a lot of negativity, but you can't allow that to cover up the beauty and the positivity that's in the world. All right, pitfall number 3, mistake number 3. I might have worded this one a little bit weird when I wrote it down, but I'm going to explain. It's going to make more sense. So, do not assume that the people around you don't know anything that you don't know. So, like I said, that might sound a little weird, but we're going to get into it. So, knowledge is power. You can't really argue against that. Like, life is full of, like, life will come and it will suplex you. It will slam you and it will smack you in the face. But the more that you know and the more knowledge that you have, the stronger, the more equipped you are to prevent yourself from getting ramsacked by life. You know what I mean? If you just wander around through life, it's going to fuck you up badly. So what does that have to do with what I said about the people around you? When you encounter somebody in this world, when you talk to somebody, it could be somebody that you know, it could be somebody new. You have to have the mindset that maybe that person knows something that you don't know. And that could help you in life. You know what I mean? So be humble. One of the worst mistakes that you could ever make is to assume that you already know everything that you need to know to sail through life. You know what I mean? No, you don't. You never can. The wiser you get, the more that you know, the more you realize all the shit that you don't know. Like the amount of stuff that you don't know is so vastly large compared to the amount of stuff that you do know. So for example, like I'm a cook at a bar. And a lot of the guys that I work with, a lot of the people that I cook with, they're like maybe 50, 60-year-old dudes, So it would be very easy for me to come into work and look at them and have the mindset of like, just let their bullshit come in one ear and go out the other. And think to myself, like, what do they know? What can they teach me? Like, they're 50-year-old cooks at a bar, like, they haven't lived a very, quote-unquote, successful life. They can't teach me shit. Wrong. That's an extremely arrogant and dangerous mindset to have. You can pick out and analyze and gather knowledge from the people around you. Be observant. Be analytical. Learn from other people's mistakes. There's a saying out there, I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So when you encounter people in this world, have the mindset that maybe they might have a piece of information, which they probably do, because your guys' circumstances are not the same. Your guys' life experiences are not the same. They've been through different shit than you. They probably know some stuff that you don't know that could help you. So keep a humble mindset. Remind yourself that you could never have enough knowledge. You can never be too well equipped, to battle life. And then the fourth big point, my final point for today, and this is the most important one in my opinion of the ones that I have listed here. That's why I made it last. Do not fail to take aim. And what I mean by that is you must set your sights on something. You must have some type of goal, some type of accomplishment that you're grinding towards every single day. Some people call it a purpose. I call it an aim. It's basically the same thing. And there's a lot of reasons there's a lot of factors that go into why some people fail to take aim, and they just kind of wander through life and they feel empty and they feel meaningless, and they're like, why is life so, there's just this huge void, this huge lack of fulfillment. It's because you don't have an aim. We are designed as human beings. We are creatures that need to be progressing. When we're not progressing, when we're not working, when we're not grinding towards something, we're gonna feel that void. We're gonna feel that lack of motivation. We're gonna feel like life is just it's nothing but, well, life is, it's full of shit that's gonna smack you. You know what I mean? Life is full of horrible things that are gonna happen to you. So if you don't have an aim, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a grind, then all you have is bad shit happening to you. You don't have any reason to endure life because you're not taking aim. You don't have a purpose. You don't have something you're grinding towards. So you have to make sure that that you're picking some type of aim, that you have some type of purpose. And a lot of people, one of the other huge reasons that a lot of people don't take aim and they don't go out there and try to accomplish and create and inspire whatever it is because, and I touched on this in my previous video, is the humongous misconception that failure is like this devastating, horrible, terrible thing. If you think that failure is just the worst thing ever and you never want to fail ever, and if you fail you're just going to be devastated and you're just going to shrivel up and fucking die, no, it's the complete opposite. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is your friend, because what failure is it's the golden, perfect opportunity to learn. It is the golden opportunity to learn. Because let's say that you want to be like the best photographer ever. Like you want to take the greatest picture that has ever been taken, right? That's your goal. That's a fucking huge goal. And I don't really know shit about photography, so maybe this was a bad example. But what's important, you're still going to get the message, even though I don't understand really a whole lot about photography. Maybe I should have picked something else. But anyway, when you set that goal and then you're like, okay, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do it. You're probably going to start off with like a shitty little dinky little camera, you know, and you're not going to know much. You're not going to know like the best lighting or the best angles or whatever. You're not going to have that type of experience because you just started off, right? And that stops so many people from starting off. You gotta get going. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna take a lot of shitty pictures, and your pictures are gonna suck, and you're faced with two options when you go out there and you try to accomplish something and then you fail. Option one is to get down on yourself and to say, man, this is so hard. I'm never gonna be able to take the greatest picture ever. I'm never gonna be able to be a great photographer. Look at these shitty pictures I took. You know, no. Get that negativity gone. What you have to do is you have to look at the situation and you have to say, okay, this is what I was trying to do and I failed. Okay, so let's analyze the situation. Why did I fail? I failed in this way. I did this and this and this, and that's why I failed. Maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough on the lighting or the angles or whatever in our photography example. This is a perfect opportunity to learn. Okay, now I know why I'm failing. Now, what can I do or what can I stop doing that is going to decrease the probability that I continue to fail? Do those things and then get back at it. Go back out there and try again. And when you do that, you're probably going to fail in a new way that you didn't even think of. You know what I mean? You're going to go out there, you're going to fail in a new way. And you're going to say, okay. And you just repeat the process over and over. The process is what's important. Another reason a lot of people fail to take aim is because they're scared that they're going to dedicate themselves and a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of their energy to a purpose that they're scared maybe is the wrong thing. What if I pick the wrong purpose? What if I dedicate myself to the wrong thing? And what I've found so far is that maybe the most important thing is not what you pick. Maybe the most important thing is just to pick something and to just go and to just start doing it. Maybe the fulfillment and the meaning and the satisfaction that comes is because of the process. It's because you're going out there and you're trying and you're holding yourself accountable and you're working towards something. Maybe it's not that something. Maybe it's the process that brings the satisfaction and the motivation. So you cannot fail to take aim, or you're just going to wander through life and just get beat the fuck up by all the bad shit that comes with life. You have to have a reason, an aim, a motivation, a drive to endure all the terrible shit. So pick something. It could be anything that is interesting to you, anything that you hold in high value. You want to get good at, you want to be excellent at it, go do it. Start working at it. You're going to fail, and that's great because that allows you to level yourself up. You must fail. If you're a fucking level 0 photographer and you want to become a level 100 photographer, well, you're going to hit a bunch of brick walls and they're going to smack you in the face, and then you could either get down about it or you could bust through those brick walls and you could level yourself up until you're happy with where you're at. So yeah, you got to aim at something. You can't just be wandering through life. So those are my 4 big mistakes, 4 big pitfalls that you guys have got to be avoiding. You're probably doing at least one of them. I still struggle with some of them. You know, you can't just, it's not going to be like that. You're not just going to be able to be like, oh, okay, Parker told me to stop doing these things, I'm just going to stop doing them. No, you got to work at them. You got to work at them. These are things that you've probably been doing them your whole life. Like, especially the one for me, especially comparing myself to other people for validation. I've been doing that my whole entire life. You know what I mean? It's super normal in our society, in our culture, to compare ourselves to other people, and then it's really easy to get down on yourself. I think that that's a huge reason why so many young women in our culture have this terribly low self-esteem, and they beat themselves up because they don't look like fucking, what's her name? God damn it. Kylie Jenner or whatever. They compare themselves to her. She's got all this money to have all of these surgeries, and maybe she has some really good genetics. She's born into a really good looking family or whatever. Like, there's so many reasons why she is this beautiful, you know, I put that in quotations because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but there's so many reasons why she looks this way, and then these young women are just comparing themselves to her and they get down on themselves. Like, no, compare yourself to you of yesterday. Don't look to anybody else for validation. I know I'm kind of rambling. This video is getting kind of long, but yeah, man, that's the 4 main pitfalls that you got that I think are humongous and in importance. You have to avoid these things. And so yeah, man, go out there, practice these things. I love you guys. Thank you for watching my video. If you found any type of value in this video, if you think any of this stuff is going to help you, please leave me a like, subscribe, share this to anybody that you think it could also help them. And yeah, go out there and spread some love, man. Spread some positivity. There's a lot of darkness in this world. Be a light, man. Be a light. Go out there, inspire people to level themselves up. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Love you guys.